Hello and welcome to the ninth episode of Know Your Doctor, the series from NephroPlus. Today we are delighted to have with us Dr. Chandan Chaudhari. Dr. Chaudhari is from Mumbai and he's an MBBS and an MD in medicine and a DNB in nephrology. And he's also a PGDMLS. He's a consultant nephrologist and a renal transplant physician with more than 10 years of experience in this field of nephrology. And his core areas of interest include critical care nephrology, transplant, and dialysis. He's done his DNB in nephrology from Jaslok Hospital in Mumbai, and he's affiliated with the Wokhad Hospital and surrounding hospitals in Mumbai Central. Dr. Chaudhary also is the leading nephrologist for the NephroPlus Center in Mumbai Central. So welcome, Dr. Chaudhary. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this episode.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. So, Dr. Chaudhary, I just wanted to get your, basically, what is the story behind your decision to become a doctor? I mean, when people are in their schooling towards the later years, 10th and 12th, they need to decide engineering, medicine, commerce, and arts, and what have you. But was there an aha moment that kind of hit you that I need to become a doctor, or how did
It
it all materialize?
no, it was nothing about getting doctor, but it was more about getting into the medicine and nephrology. So getting into doctor was just like post 12th. We want to become doctor, so I joined the medicine. I joined the MBBS. But the most important part was like to be honest, in internship, and then during internship we realized that the medicine is something which was very fascinating. Okay, I was just like how this has happened, what this has happened, why patient is having this symptom, why his symptoms are not improving, what is the correlation with the lab report, what is the correlation with the medicine, pre-medicine, post-medicine. So that gave me the interest into the internal medicine. Okay,
Got
then
it.
after completing the internal medicine, I was a little confused whether to go into the critical care, whether to go into super specialty, or whether to just continue. Then I realized that there is one branch which is nephrology, which still has a complete internal medicine role. So a kidney patient from the head to toe, whatever you get the problem, just imagine a dialysis patient or a transplant patient, okay, or a CKD patient. So from head to toe, if you get any problem, the first doctor he goes and meet is his kidney doctor. That doctor, I am having headache. Now it's the job of that nephrologist that to understand whether this headache, how much seriously it has to be taken. So you have to be a very excellent in your medicine part to understand this headache is important, or this headache has to be just treated with a simple paracetamol.
Got it.
Okay, like I always try to teach my juniors that, see, when you are seeing a carrying lady or a pregnant lady, so if she get any problem, the first person she reaches out is her obstetrician or a gynecologist,
Right.
and then depending on her symptoms and severity, she is referred to a particular specialty. So I always believe, for a kidney patient, for a dialysis patient, for a transplant patient, you are his first physician, you are his primary physician. You have to filter his symptoms, you have to filter out his reports, and then decide what is important, how much weightage has to be given to the symptom, and we don't end up in doing an unnecessary investigation as well.
Right.
Okay, so that was a very interesting part. Then the second part, when you see the kidney patients, the two important branches of again the medicine which make you to practice a lot. The first part is the cardiology, and the second part is the infections. Because at least in Indian setup, if you see properly, our patients, if you are looking at a dialysis patient, they are suffering, one because of the cardiac problem, and second is because of the infections.
Right.
Okay, and even in infections, you will see many times, you will see your dialysis patient is coming to you saying, sir, 4 दिन से fever आ रहा है, 7 दिन से fever आ रहा है, 1 महीने से fever आ रहा है. They do their routine blood test, malaria, dengue, CBC, typhoid, it's negative. And then you have to start thinking to the different extremes, that whether he may be having a paraspinal abscess, whether he's having a tubercular lymphadenopathy, whether he's having infective endocarditis because of the catheter. So this makes you to think more. Yeah, definitely sometimes the negative side of it is that you get sometimes drained up, because the family is spending money, family is waiting for the results or improvement in the health, and at the same time they reach to the point where they may lose the patience, and at the same time you have to maintain that patience. that you should not lose your patience and uh, sometimes get angry or irritated. So yes,
Right.
this is little a tough part while dealing with any kidney patient, let it be CKD patient, dialysis patient, or transplant patient. So yes, the more interesting turn was to get into the nephrology rather than, I would say, into the internal medicine or into the MBBS part.
Got it. Got it. That's very interesting, doctor. Thank you so much for sharing that. If there was, but was there ever a time in your career where you felt that, Arey, this was a mistake I made. I shouldn't have become a doctor. I should have done something else. Was there any such moment?
See, these moments, to be very honest, these moments sometimes daily happen when you are treating a patient whole day, you are trying to stabilize him, and then suddenly midnight you get a call, sir, no, sir, patient has again got a irregular heart rhythm, or again got a blood drop in the blood pressure.
Right.
Okay, and then you feel, oh God, whether I should not have come into the medicine. Definitely, these things do come in your life when your whole day efforts, you have put your all your efforts, and then suddenly midnight you get a call ki no, patient is again
Yeah.
deteriorated. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, these things do come.
I think there are so many things in medicine that are out of the doctor's control also, right? I think that is this that feeling of powerlessness sometimes probably, bothers you, I guess. So I think I fully understand that feeling, doctor. Now, coming little away from the career related aspects of the professional life. I think being a doctor, I think all of us know that it's very hectic, especially being a nephrologist is probably even more hectic than many other specialties. But what's that ultimate stress buster, after a long day at work? Is there something that you look forward to when you come back home, or maybe before work, something like maybe some exercise or something that, kind of sets your mind at ease and a little more relaxing?
This is something secret that I would I would say. See, in whole day, you sometimes you get almost 100-150 messages from the patient. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
so when you have finished your work and you are going back in your car, so sometime I believe the patients who have messaged you that, sir, I am doing very well. Okay, or sometimes the patients who said, sir, my report has improved to this extent. Okay, so
Nice.
sometimes giving him a call and talk to him give you the positive energy that
Okay.
yes, something good can happen,
Nice.
something good can happen, and that gives you the again a energy to work a little better. Okay,
Right.
so of
Right.
course there are patients for whom the things have not gone in right direction.
Right.
Okay, but at end of the day, talking to the patient who have done well, and just give him a call back and have a discussion for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it gives you a little positivity there. No, no, we
Nice.
can still fight again.
Yes. 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 Are you into any exercise at all, doctor? Do you get time to do some walking, running, or some sport or something like that?
I would say I am very I'm not doing it at all. Though
All
I
right.
think it is wrong on my part that when I tell my patients to do it, even I should be little regular.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
we do try swimming and badminton, but to
Okay.
be honest, we are I'm not regular.
Got
I'm
it.
not
Got
regular.
it. Got it. Are you into films at all?
No, no, no.
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 Okay. What about?
Films, yeah, matlab, we do. I do watch the films, but to be honest, we to see the films, you need a 3 hours where your phone won't ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then there is a proper enjoyment of watching film.
Yes. Yes. Agree. Agree. What about books? I guess you may not be getting too much time to read books as well, I guess.
Yeah, the books nowadays I have shifted little towards the books related to the spirituality.
Nice.
The reason is, if you quote, especially when you are practicing a nephrology, I always believe that what has been said in this Gita, Karmanyavadhikaraste,
Right.
this absolutely implies in your day-to-day practice that, oh, every time what happens, you are working for the patient, you are doing something for the patient, and you are expecting that this patient should do well. Okay, and
Right.
you are
Right.
expecting that no, this patient should do this much well.
Right.
So we have to understand that you can just do your job, but it's
Yes.
not in your hand that he will get 50% relief, 70% relief, or he will get improvement in his results or his symptoms more than
Absolutely.
70-90%. It's not in your hand. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
not in your hand. Okay,
Correct.
sometimes it happens that you just see one patient very casually and he performs very well, and on the contrary, you put your lot of efforts, you do so many things, you sometimes you do out of the box, out of the way, you go and try to help them, and still they don't perform well.
Correct.
So I think this is necessary, because this was on my mind, that I was about to uh, give you this suggestion, that all the people who are providing the dialysis, at least with this your company, that we can have little a stress buster, or little a sessions for a doctors, where they can have better counseling, and whether because see, all the nephrologists, if you'll ask them in alone, that they are burnt out. Okay,
True,
because
true.
because there is always a deterioration into the health, there is a deterioration in the quality of the life. Okay, and
Yeah.
everyone is not able to keep it a good health. Okay, so family is on the verge. Family is at one point which is getting irritated. On the other side, the nephrologist sometime who is busy. Okay, he may not be able to reach out to the every dialysis patient on every session of the dialysis. Okay, at the same time, he get a call from some transplant patient done 1 month back. So I got a fever, my creatinine and again increased. Okay, so there
Yeah.
are so many things which are happening at back of a nephrologist mind. At the same time, at back of a patient and family's mind. So I think a good session where they can interact, or especially for nephrologists, if we can have some sessions. Okay, so I feel this way. You can try to work out like how we can proceed for this part, but I think this may help. Okay.
No, yeah, I think that's a very good idea, Doctor. I'm making a note. I think we will definitely work on this and see what we can come up with. Great. So, who constitutes your family, Doctor? Like, who all are there in your family?
Yeah, my family is my parents and my son. You must be listening intermittently his voice.
Yeah, yeah.
This is Advait, and my wife, she's an ophthalmologist.
Okay, nice, nice. And how does the family bond and spend time together doing any common activities that you all are interested in?
Common activities is school projects.
Okay. Nice, nice. Yeah. Do you get time for vacations at all, Doctor? Like, do you
Yeah,
go out on
not
traveling or something like
not
that?
not very frequently, but I do try. I do try to go somewhere. Okay, like recently, month of March. Yeah, last month, I had been to Rameshwaram. Okay,
Okay,
so just
nice.
to relax. Okay,
Very nice.
but it was a good time.
Very nice. Very nice. And any unforgettable moment of your entire medical career, some patient story that stays with you
I
for years together.
I
Have you
would
got
I
that?
would tell you the one patient. This patient, we did a transplant in 2022. Okay. Now this man was having a borderline platelet count around 90,000. Okay. And this patient post transplant, he was having a very good amount of urine output. Blood pressure was stable. Everything was going very well. And suddenly, 4 hours post transplant, his BP blood pressure drops, and then he had a sudden drain output, the blood into the drain. Okay. When I tried to talk to surgeon, then our surgeon, anesthetist, everyone was in the mood that no, this is a coagulopathy. We already told you this platelet count is low. I tried to tell them no, this is that thromboelastogram was done and it was normal. But no one was ready to understand. Finally, we did a sonography. There was a blood collection. We had to re-explore. Then we re-explored. The hematoma was taken out. They couldn't find any particular leak. He was closed. Again, shifted back to the ICU. The same next day, same story happens. Again, we do the coagulopathy. Coagulopathy is not deranged, and they say no. The platelet count was low. No. This is a no, but you correct the coagulopathy. I called the hematologist. Hematologist says no, patient is bleeding somewhere. Now it was a very bad situation for me. The almost 48 to 72 hours I couldn't get out of the hospital because he was bleeding. His blood pressure was falling. Sudden, he had a run of arrhythmias. Finally, I had to take a very bold decision in a post-transplant day two. I had to do a CT angio, CT abdominal angiography, and there was a translumbar vein which was leaking down. Okay, I would we and the translumbar vein there are case reports of spontaneous lumbar hematomas. Okay, the spontaneous retroperitoneal hematomas have been reported, and we took the patient into the cath lab, and then we did a coiling. And post coiling, patient improved so dramatically. Patient improved so dramatically. And what exactly happened that because of the 2 days continuous burnt out, I just slept 12 o'clock midnight, and patient was shifted to cath lab, and I slept. And 4 o'clock, suddenly my eyes opened and I saw, there are so many 10-20 missed call. What must have happened to the patient? Whether he's deteriorated further, whether he has again gone into the arrhythmia, what has gone? I went running down into the ICU in a stress, and then because I was sleeping in hospital only, I went running down in the ICU, and then I saw patient was absolutely fine. He was saying, I am feeling much better.
Oh God.
Okay. And that was at that moment, even it still gives me the goosebump that the patient was doing very well. And he was a basically African guy, came from the one of the African countries. And at time of going, we literally hugged each other for almost 5-10 minutes. He cried. Even I couldn't resist myself crying. And then he went. Even now, almost 1.5-2 years back, his creatinine is 1.4, 1.5. But that was an incident where it was a time to break down. It was a time to break down, that I was like, forget kidney, or I want to at least save my patient who is running into the arrhythmias, hypotension. And then he went well with normal creatinine. So that was that was a touching experience.
Really very nice to hear that. So thank you so much for sharing this experience, doctor. Really appreciate it. So I think now we'll move to the section we call the rapid fire, doctor.
Sure.
So I'll ask you questions quickly, and you should answer very spontaneously without any time to think, basically. Okay.
Sure.
So we get started. What's your favorite festival?
Diwali.
Your favorite all-time favorite movie? No time to think, doctor. You have to say it quickly.
I can't say it like that, just.
Or a TV show, if not a movie?
I'm not watching TV shows even nowadays. Okay, but yes, I do like to see the spy series, or especially the movies where there is a little spy or the war movies. I do like to watch.
Got it. A mountain or a beach for a holiday?
Beach, yes. It will be Goa. Okay. Mountain will be always Himalayas, where I will go not for enjoyment but to relax.
Okay, nice. And tea or coffee? What is your favorite drink?
Tea. Masala tea.
Masala tea. Okay, nice. One food that you can eat every single day?
Idli.
Okay.
Even though I'm a Maharashtrian, but yes,
partner. We are partners in crime. Even I love idli. Nice. A funny habit that you have that you would like to get out of? A weird habit or a funny habit, a bad habit?
Getting angry very early.
Okay. We all need to be careful then. A superpower that you wish you had?
I touch the patient and patient's urine starts.
Nice. Nice. If your life were a book, what would its title be?
You should dedicate your life to improve the patient's suffering, and to make, at least we should be able to make at least one person's life better. That would, I would say, rather than the heading, I would say there should be some meaning of coming to here on this earth.
Nice. Yes. Very nice, doctor. Thank you so much. And with that, we come to the end of the rapid fire. The last question I have for you today, Dr. Chaudhary, is one message you would like to give all dialysis patients who are going to watch this episode.
I always tell dialysis patients that, see, in India, where are we lacking? We are lacking, I believe we are lacking in only two fronts. One is sometimes the good quality of the dialysis, which you are providing. And the second part is nutrition. Okay. I always try to explain them, just maintain your 7 days diet diary, meet a dietitian and see whether you are taking adequate protein and calorie. Right. And if you are not taking them, please increase and see the change in your life. That nice. I would always emphasize them, that one is the quality of dialysis and the second is the food intake, because we are still, even forget dialysis patient, just take you and me, when we are seeing our day-to-day life, we are not taking adequate proteins.
Correct. Okay. Agree fully.
So I think this is the only advice I always give to my patients.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Chaudhary, for the time you took to do this episode. I really enjoyed talking to you. I hope you also had fun during this episode. Thank you so much, Dr. Chaudhary.
Welcome.
So to all you viewers, I hope you enjoyed that episode, and we'll come back with a new episode every month. Let us know if you would like us to feature your nephrologist, and we'll try to get in touch with them. Thank you. Goodbye.